Imagine this: you've been celebrating Christmas your whole life, but what if the story you know about Jesus' birthday is only half true? What if the date, the traditions, and even the way the world celebrates today were shaped by events that happened centuries after Jesus was born? And here's the real twist: the Bible never actually mentions December 25th. So how did this ordinary winter day become the most celebrated birthday on the planet? By the time you finish this video, you'll see Christmas in a completely new light. You'll understand how history, culture, and faith blended into the holiday we now call Jesus' birthday. And trust me, once you hear the full story, you'll never look at Christmas the same way again. You know, Christmas has always felt magical. Lights everywhere, the warmth of family, gifts under the tree, and that one day when people across the USA, Canada, and the UK come together no matter what they believe. But behind all this magic is a journey that started more than 2,000 years ago in a tiny town in Bethlehem. Today, we're not here to challenge your faith or compare beliefs. Instead, we're here to uncover the real origins behind the traditions we celebrate today, why December 25th was chosen, how ancient festivals shaped Christmas, and how Jesus' birth story traveled across centuries and continents to become the celebration people know today. So settle in, stay with me till the end, and I promise you'll walk away with a surprising truth that connects history, spirituality, and the festive season like never before. Long before the world ever heard the name Jesus, winter was already one of the most important seasons for ancient civilizations. For people living thousands of years ago, winter wasn't about cozy sweaters or holiday shopping. It was a season of fear, darkness, and survival. Days were shorter, nights were long, and the cold felt endless. So when the winter solstice arrived, usually around December 21st to 25th, it felt like a miracle. It was the turning point where the sun finally began returning. Ancient cultures believed this moment symbolized rebirth, hope, and new beginnings. The Romans celebrated Saturnalia, a week-long festival of joy, feasting, and exchanging gifts. No work, no rules, just celebration. Around the same time, the cult of Sol Invictus honored the birth of the unconquered sun on December 25th. People lit fires, decorated their homes with evergreen branches, and celebrated the victory of light over darkness. These traditions weren't random. They were emotional anchors. They helped people feel protected in the darkest time of the year. So when Christianity began spreading, these existing celebrations were already deeply rooted in people's hearts, and without knowing it, these festivals were laying the foundation for what the world would one day call Christmas. When we go back to the Bible and read the story of Jesus' birth, something surprising stands out. The scriptures never give an exact date. There's no mention of December, no hint of snow, no reference to winter at all. In fact, the details we do get suggest Jesus may not have been born during the cold season. The shepherds watching over their sheep at night is one clue. This usually happened during spring or early fall when the weather was mild. Jewish scholars and historians believe shepherds wouldn't stay outside with their flocks in the freezing winter. Early Christians didn't even celebrate birthdays, including Jesus. Birthdays were considered pagan customs associated with astrology and kings. What mattered most to them was Jesus' teachings, death, and resurrection. For the first couple hundred years, the early church didn't focus on December at all. So how did an unknown date eventually turn into the world's biggest birthday celebration? Because as Christianity began to spread rapidly, leaders realized something powerful. People needed a festival that blended their old traditions with their new beliefs, and that opened the door for December 25th to become far more than a day on the calendar. It became a symbol. By the 3rd and 4th centuries, Christianity was growing fast across the Roman Empire. But there was a challenge. The empire was filled with long-standing winter festivals people loved. Saturnalia, Sol Invictus feasts, gift-giving, and celebrations around December 25th were deeply rooted in culture. If the church banned these festivals, people might resist converting. So instead of fighting traditions, early Christian leaders made a brilliant strategic move. They repurposed them. They declared December 25th as the birth of Jesus. Why that date? Because it aligned perfectly with the popular birth of the unconquered sun. Instead of celebrating the return of sunlight, people were encouraged to celebrate the light of the world, Jesus Christ. It wasn't about rewriting history. It was about uniting people under a common belief. The first official record of Christmas being celebrated on December 25th appears in the Roman calendar around 336 AD. From that point on, the holiday began to gain meaning, symbolism, and identity. Over the centuries, the spiritual story of Bethlehem blended with older cultural traditions. What started as a strategic decision eventually became a global holiday filled with faith, warmth, and celebration. Many of the Christmas traditions we love today didn't originate in Bethlehem. They came from cultures across Europe and evolved over centuries. Take the Christmas tree, for example. Ancient Germanic tribes decorated evergreen trees during winter to symbolize life and strength. When Christianity spread, these traditions merged, and the tree became a symbol of eternal life through Christ. By the 1800s, Christmas trees became popular in the UK and later spread to the USA and Canada. Gift-giving is another mix of old and new. The Romans exchanged gifts during Saturnalia, while Christians connected the idea to the 3 wise men bringing gold, frankincense, and myrrh to baby Jesus. Over time, this evolved into one of the most loved Christmas traditions. And then there's Santa Claus, rooted in the real Saint Nicholas, a generous bishop from the 4th century. European legends blended his story with folklore, and eventually American culture shaped him into the red suit Santa we know today, thanks to magazines, cartoons, and Coca-Cola advertisements. Carols, wreaths, mistletoe, stockings all come from a mixture of folklore, religious symbolism, and cultural customs. Christmas didn't form overnight. It's a tapestry woven from thousands of years of storytelling, celebration, and belief. When Christmas reached North America, it transformed in ways no one expected. Early American settlers actually rejected Christmas, some even banned it because they saw it as too rowdy and pagan. But by the 1800s, things changed. Books like A Christmas Carol, Christmas cards, and the growing influence of European immigrants made the holiday warm, family-centered, and meaningful. In the USA and Canada, Christmas evolved with the help of culture and media. Hollywood films added magic snowy towns, warm fireplaces, miracle stories, and the idea of Christmas being a time where anything can happen. Santa Claus also became a huge cultural symbol, especially after Coca-Cola popularized his modern red suit image in the 1930s. The UK preserved many older traditions: carols, tea time gatherings, handwritten cards, while America made the holiday bigger, brighter, and more commercial. Shopping malls, Christmas parades, and holiday sales shaped much of the celebration. Canada blended British and American customs and added its own snowy landscapes, winter carnivals, and strong community traditions. Today, Christmas in the USA, UK, and Canada reflects a mix of religion, culture, family, and entertainment. Even people who aren't religious celebrate it for the warmth, togetherness, and sense of joy it brings. After everything history, culture, and tradition, one thing still stands strong: the message of Jesus' birth. For millions of people across America, Canada, and the UK, Christmas isn't just a date or a festival. It's a reminder of hope in dark times, kindness toward others, and light overcoming darkness. Even if the exact birthday of Jesus is unknown, the symbolism behind the story has shaped hearts for centuries. The manger scene represents humility. The guiding star represents direction. The angel's message, peace on earth, represents unity and compassion. These themes matter even more in a world filled with stress, conflict, and uncertainty. Christmas has also become a time where people reflect on their lives, reconnect with family, and give to others. Whether someone celebrates for religious reasons or simply for the warmth and joy, the season brings people together like nothing else. And here's the most beautiful part: even though many historians believe Jesus was likely born in spring, the choice of December turned the darkest time of the year into the brightest celebration of love and faith. It shows that sometimes the meaning behind an event becomes more powerful than the date itself. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to notice something powerful. Christmas didn't become meaningful because of a date. It became meaningful because of the message behind it. A message of light showing up in the darkest season. A message of hope when the world needed it most. A message of love, humility, and faith that has traveled across thousands of years to reach you today. Whether Jesus was born in winter or spring doesn't change the impact of his story. What matters is what it inspires inside you: kindness, gratitude, forgiveness, and the strength to keep moving forward even when life feels heavy. And now that you've seen the deeper side of this beautiful holiday, I want to leave you with a little something special. If you're someone who believes in signs, if you're looking for a breakthrough, if you're hoping for blessings or guidance in your life right now, I have something that might help you feel more connected and supported. I won't say too much here, but if you want to receive your blessings instantly, I have a secret video waiting for you. Just check the link in my YouTube profile bio. Thank you for watching, and may your season be filled with light, peace, and something truly divine.